Good afternoon, good Sunday.
Welcome to the 20 hour.
Today is the day that the Nuggets are going to win game 7.
Yep.
We'll see. They look
Yep.
they look kind of fucking exhausted the other day,
Oh God.
but
And
man,
then
they
then
killed
Aaron
them.
Gordon's got a. Oh, I just read Aaron Gordon's got a type 2 thigh bruise or hamstring or
He's got
whatever it
something. I
is.
watched the play. He came off and he was starting to limping after he did something, but
But
and
they
then
said on the new.
Murray was sick last week, and then Michael MPG MP Michael Porter Jr. has a bad shoulder, which he's had ice taped to his shoulder every game. I don't know why he's hurting because all he does is sit in that corner all game and just sits there and waits for someone to give him the ball.
Yeah.
It's not like he's
Yeah.
actually jumping
They
around or
find
moving his arm.
they actually finally pulled him out and let some of the young players play. But again, the young players got to shoot better than he does. And Westbrook, I'm a fan of. I'm not a fan of. He's a spark, but he misses too many layups. And the one thing about the Nuggets, I really don't like it. They've done this the last couple of years. When they start getting behind, they dribble down and throw a 3 pointer. Dribble down and throw. That's one
Yeah.
thing I hate about the basketball NBA now. Back in the day, like I said, it was fun to see Shaq stick his ass out, knock five people over, and go for a layup. And now just everybody just throws up threes. Just throw up threes. There's no offense. Just throw up threes.
Yeah.
You know, but then again, you get some of the players like Ant and the other guy that plays for not basketball. I watch the Nuggets and a couple of the stars, but some of these times they just throw up these prayers, and it's like and they go in. It's like, oh my
Oh,
God, what a one!
Curry just throws the ball up with his eyes
Oh, Curry
closed.
just throw yeah, Curry just throws it up and it
It's
goes
like
in. It's like, oh
he's playing in a playground.
yeah,
Just dribbles up, just throws it,
yeah, swish.
swish.
Then you got Caitlin Clark throwing up, not even 3 pointers, like mid court, and she's throwing them in, and then swish. It's
Yeah.
like but yeah, I miss the days where I noticed when the Nuggets, I think the Nuggets are finally figuring it out that you need 2 points, not just 3 points all the time when they're driving, and because really you really got to have good defense, and so none of these teams care about defense. And that's why there's some of these defenses that are so good. That's why you win because really don't care. They just want to shoot the ball.
Well, and I think that's why they won the last game, the sixth game, because I think they played more defense this time. They
Yeah,
really moved their ass and they're in the way.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
And then what's his face? I'm trying to blink on the other guy that's supposed to get the MVP for. My
oh,
bad.
SPJ.
I forgot what it is, but he had four fouls in the first half, so he
Yeah.
had to sit. So that didn't help them at anything. But yeah, but Aaron Gordon, they were saying that his his uh his hamstring has been hurting, and then they were saying that they injection and both they did an injection in game 3. I think game 6, and both games he got injected, he scored like 40 points.
Yeah.
So well, I hope he gets injected today.
Shoot
So
me up.
shoot me up. So yeah, I see the Rockets won yet. The Rockies won yesterday. You ready for the score? Do you know what the
One,
score was?
1-0.
14-12.
The Rockies won.
Yeah, 14 to
Uh,
12.
I
How do
keep
you,
forget. I keep
it's
forgetting.
sad.
I keep forgetting we have a baseball team.
Yeah, I know. I gave up my season tickets, but it's sad when you win 14. You won 14, but you gave up 12 runs. You
Yeah.
had to outscore 12 runs to win that game. That's how bad the game was, period, for both
Yeah.
teams. Yeah, fucking Rockies.
Would
They
they
fight
play the second to the last place team?
Diamondbacks, which
Oh,
is not the second to the last. I think we have 8 wins now. We have doubled our wins in the last week and a half
well,
with our
eight
new
wins for
interim.
the 8 wins for the season.
Yeah, we were 5-12 when they fired their head coach and then their manager, and then they brought the other guy in, and they won four more quicker than they did the
Would they
first
hire
one.
some business guy off the street?
That was some that was the bench coach. I 21 years of having or day one from having season tickets. I got tired of paying the thousands of dollars to sit there and watch them lose.
Yeah.
Or go. And don't get me wrong, it's fun to go to the game. I probably still will go to the game because the atmosphere was outstanding. Sit there and have a beer, have an $18-20 beer, with a $20 hot dog that we had to stop going because it cost us $100 for two meals.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just Bud Black was probably. Thank you for firing me. Thank you for letting me sign a 5-year contract, probably all guaranteed, and then thank you for firing me and paying me.
Yeah.
Because they're making so much money off of the visiting teams, they don't give a shit about us.
Right.
And you'll see that as soon as the Yankees walk in here, the place will be packed.
Oh yeah.
Because the
That's
Yankees are
what
coming in
happens.
for a series.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's just sad.
Well, let's start
Anyways,
out. Welcome to the 20 hour.
We already did that.
No, we haven't done that yet.
I
We just
did that. I
started. We
said
just
that.
started talking.
Oh, I said we said welcome to. You said welcome Sunday. I said welcome to the 20 hour.
Oh, I
Were
didn't
you
hear
not
you.
paying attention to what I was
No, I
saying?
wasn't paying
Oh,
attention to you.
oh. Turn your hearing aids up. Let's get
Okay.
this thing done. How was your week?
Good. A lot of travel. A
Oh,
lot of
good
rain.
week.
Yeah, it's a good week.
Really? God damn. So
Yeah,
we
there's a
talking
lot of
about
rain,
it.
and there's a lot of rain in Utah. I had mud all over my truck, and I had to wash it so they can inspect it. Got mud all over me, spraying shit. I'm walking around with mud all over me.
Oh man,
But besides that,
must be.
the job is good as good. I mean, I enjoy my job. I actually like
Well,
doing what I'm doing. So,
I always
I'm
tell all my managers this job is outstanding as soon as you leave the office.
yeah,
So you don't have to deal with all the bullshit and shit that you guys put us through in the office. After that, it's actually a great. It's not that difficult to deliver packages, and
yeah,
right now it's but it was a nice week. A lot of work hours for me. Put in a lot of overtime. Trained a new guy to do a PM route. I got trained 2 days to do the same PM route, and they threw me to the wolves. This guy got trained 7 days,
oh,
and then on the eighth day when he ran by himself, he was already behind.
oh,
Right,
oh.
it's a
You're
route.
just you're just that good.
I am. I'll admit to it. Fuck, I'm that good.
You're that
It's as
good.
simple
You're
as
all
that.
right for an old fuck.
I'm okay with for an old fuck, and I'm a young R5. There's just people. Wait, the guy I'm training was 62,
Oh,
and he's a 10-year vet for UPS.
well,
I work with guys that are
it's
63,
probably it's
65
probably
years
why he's
old.
not working for UPS. He was too slow.
No, he had to drive to Monument,
Oh,
so I drove him an hour there to work, 8 hours, 9 hours, and he would be getting home at 9 o'clock at night because he had to
yeah,
drive it. And say 10 years after UPS, after 8 years, you're invested. You
yeah,
get a pension after 8 years. So
yeah.
10 years. His son graduated from college, and he actually went back to work to help him pay for his loans of his college loans. And it's like, hey, more power to you.
Good for
You
you.
know, working part because PM routes are part time. You're only
Yeah,
supposed to work 5 6 hours, so
yeah.
I guess that's part time.
I,
Colorado state law, after 5 hours, you have to take a 30-minute lunch.
I,
Yesterday, my 30-minute lunch was driving from one job to another job. So because I didn't have a lunch and I had to take it, so I didn't. I wanted to get home, so that's how I work around that. But yeah,
okay.
it
Feeling
was an
good?
interesting week. Weather was great here.
Yeah.
Now I got to go outside and fix my sprinkler so my grass don't die. you know, it's like fuck. It's always something. People want to buy. Got to buy a house. Got to buy a house, but you always got to fix something. So, but yeah, that's
Good.
about it.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
You good?
I'm good. Not that I really give a shit about the PM driver, but hey, as long as
Yeah,
you know
fuck. I
his
just thought I'd
story.
tell you about this story, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I just get frustrated because it's here 2 days
So,
you get thrown to the wolves, and this guy got 7 days.
okay.
It's like holy crap! And then the eighth day they go, Ron, you're going to ride out with them again. It's like okay. And the guy finally said, no, I can do it on my own. Yeah, let him do it on his own. I don't have to work 12-hour days. Watching them, all I did was watch them. I do what you do, sat in the truck and watched them. Absolutely nothing.
And
So yeah.
at this point, I'm not spending 3 minutes about bitching about life right now.
Life is a bitch.
It is what it is.
Life is a bitch.
All right, can we get back
Yeah.
to the podcast now, or are we
Okay, let's
good?
get back to the podcast. I'm sorry, but anyways, what else? We talked about the Broncos, man. You know what? I am looking forward for the Broncos to
Oh,
start.
I'm always looking for it. I'm
Yeah.
Jones. I can't even. I watched the USFL all last year, and for some reason I can't get myself to watch this year.
Well, not just that. It's the Rock and everybody else made a big production the last 2 years, and it's like, holy crap, they're on their fifth game already. It's like, it's already started. I didn't even know it already started.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I can't.
I
Yeah,
see it on the TV guide, and I'll watch it for a couple minutes. I'm like, I just can't
I
get
know.
into
Yeah,
it, but
I
I
am.
am. I am ready for football.
Yeah, I'm ready to
Yeah.
travel. You ready to travel? We need to go see some of these things. We should go. I think we should go to Vegas for the weekend.
After
I
going to that stadium during the WrestleMania, I would love
yeah,
to go.
I
So,
would love to figure out a good place that we could go mid and travel up because I know they're playing. Are they playing Philadelphia? They're Philadelphia here, right? I think is what it
I
is.
haven't even looked at the schedule. It came out while I was traveling.
Here it is, right here. So we got the Titans here. Indy would be a fun place to go see a football game.
Indy. We want to go to Indiana.
Indianapolis? Oh,
Yeah,
to go see a football game? That would be great. We can go to Cincinnati at Philadelphia. Think we could wear orange in Philadelphia?
that would be
We can
something.
we can go to New York and watch them play the Jets.
We got Chargers at week 3.
We got the chart. Yeah, but I tried that. They for some reason when it's a divisional player like the Vegas, all that, they double the price of the tickets.
Oh, they do?
Oh
Oh,
yeah, I mean, I went when we went to the Chargers when everybody backed out at the last minute and let me go by myself with my wife, and that was double the tickets. So their away games are at we can go versus Cincinnati,
We got at Jets and go
yeah,
to New
at
York,
Jets versus Dallas is coming here. Oh, that'd be a
at
good game.
Texas,
Well, it isn't only showing in certain games. Anyways, that
at
would be fun to do.
Commanders, at Raiders.
Washington, yeah,
We can always go. We already seen the Chiefs game.
yeah, we already seen the Chiefs game. Oh,
So
yeah, here we
17
go.
week 17's Chiefs. Week 18, it's here. Jaguars here, Packers here. So we got week 14 at the Raiders.
Oh,
Week
Packers are here,
12.
Jaguars here. Isn't Travis Hunter Jaguars?
Oh yeah.
That's here. That's gonna be a fun game.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sure he'll get a good welcome back home.
we should do the Raiders.
And
Man, I tell you, doing the Jets, that would be a fun thing. Fly out to New
well,
York.
there's I don't want to go to the Eagles. You want to go to
I don't go
Philly?
to the Eagles. I don't want to go to Philly. I mean, I've been to Philly, but I'm okay with not going there. I still think Indianapolis would be a Lucas Stadium would be a fun place to go.
We can go to Lucas. That's
Yeah, we should find out. Let's see how much tickets cost. Let's see how fucking stupid it is. Of course, Ticketmaster charges you $100 to fucking buy a ticket. $97 for one ticket. That's not bad.
that's not bad at all.
That's really not bad. We had to think about that.
95. This is like in six something.
Yeah,
So
but
it's in the end zone.
I am really looking forward to the Broncos.
I'm
You know,
ready.
I'm ready. I mean, the team. I'm excited about Harvey, the running back. I'm excited about the draft pick. I'm excited just to get started.
Yeah.
I think
Just to keep going from last year. We had the Vegas had us over under for 5.5. We won 11 games. We can just keep continuing going up and up. I think we'd be good. I mean, we made the playoffs last year, the first time in what, 5 years, six
more than
years?
that. It's been longer than that.
Oh,
Yeah,
2015. So yeah, 10 years
10 years.
or
Yeah,
nine, yeah, 19 year or 9 years.
yeah.
So
So
yeah,
yeah,
or 10
I'm
years.
looking
But
forward to football season.
yeah.
Trust me. So, all right, what else is going on?
Talk about the news. You were telling me about the shooting and stuff. What happened?
Oh, so there was a shooting. Oh, the news there wasn't a shooting. They had a fertility clinic in L.A. got bombed overnight. Don't know why. I first in my head I thought it was a abortion, but it wasn't. But it was a fertility center in California that got bombed, blew up. Don't know if anybody got hurt. Obviously, a lot of eggs in there got hurt. So I don't know if someone was
Oh,
just upset. Just I thought someone was upset, or if it was just some stupid thing, some protester that can't keep their fucking mouth and their business to themselves. And we had this conversation. It's like you got way too much time in your hand if you wanted. You spend all day trying to figure out how to bomb a fertility place. Really, it's just stupid.
it's just too much anger.
It's just too much anger and too much time on your hand. Go do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Really, what pissed you off? And then you had the dumbass that, and it's sad because two people died, but you had that. I call it a pirate ship, but it was one of those huge ships with
Sales.
sails on it. Hit the Brooklyn Bridge again. Who's the captain on that? Not hey, this is going to be close. Oh, this is going to be close. Boom, and then both things went this way. It ended up hurting 14 people, killing 2 people. And the Brooklyn, it didn't do any damage. Thank God it didn't do any good damage to Brooklyn Bridge, but they had to shut down the bridge, and you know how much of a traffic jam in New York. So it's like, yeah, that was just stupid.
I don't pay attention to the news much anymore.
I have not watched the
stuff.
news, and then I turned it because a lot of the local news here, it's just, yeah, it's good news, and then they do a segment on a tree growing and something else. They really don't tell the news. Once in a while, I go to News Nation, which is biased to everything.
Yeah.
It's not CNN and direct, and obviously Fox with the Republicans. And New Nation just tells the news. And I watched that this morning when I was up at 5 o'clock, so I just was watching it this morning, watching the news because I get home, I don't watch any news. They read books, and I'm usually on my phone, so we stop watching the news because it's just what I'll say it with Trump fucking up and trying to make this world better. I'm waiting for that. The only promise I want Trump to keep is taxes on overtime.
Yeah.
That's it. People ask me, how come we don't work so much overtime? It's free overtime because you pay so much taxes out of it. They tax you on everything.
Yeah.
I give the guy credit for Florida, Santanis, whatever his name is. He wants to get rid of property tax. He goes, you already own the property. Why do we keep taxing you every year?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's a good question.
Yeah.
No. Why? Why? You're absolutely right. Why would you win the lottery, get taxed 40%, and they take it, and then you get taxed for the money every year after that because you got money in your bank. And we're poor. We're a
Yeah,
poor country.
yeah.
Yeah,
They
for
keep
the
taking
rich of the
from
rich.
everybody.
Yeah. So,
The
but
middle
yeah,
class
that's
is
I mean
poor.
that's usually that was the two top things on the news. Nothing going on in Colorado. It's a gorgeous day today. Fix some sprinklers. I'm looking outside. It's hopefully we get some rain in the next couple of days. Besides that, I'm looking for some hot summer. I'm getting
No,
ready. I'm
man, I'm
tired of this
ready.
weather. I mean, my poor daughter's in Kentucky, and my daughter-in-law and my grandson's out in Kentucky, and they had a tornado 10 minutes, 20 minutes away from their house. Devastated. She said she drove into town, and you could see where the path was, just going down the street, just tore everything up, and too close for home for me.
Yeah,
You know, so I mean, it's devastating. And I was watching the news conference from the Kentucky governor or mayor or whatever it was, and we'll get back together just like we did in 2021 and 2022. And now we're in 2025. Wait, you've had that many tornadoes? And I'm looking at, I'm thinking to my daughter going, yeah, let's live in Kentucky.
yeah.
Just like I would love to live in Miami, enjoy all that kind of stuff. But every year you get a hurricane that comes across and knocks everybody out. Let's live in Miami. The
Now we're
retirement.
we're looking for property in Florida,
Yeah.
not in
So,
Miami though.
yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. So you go out to Colorado, you get a snowstorm. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much. Maybe an earthquake every 12 years, but that's pretty much it. But it is what it is. I got to get those shirts made. It
it
is
is
what
what
it
it is.
is.
I'm gonna have David make it because he's starting a little side gig on making shirts.
Oh, is he really? That's
Yeah.
cool. All right. Hi, let's get to our next segment. We'll talk about twins. So we're looking up. I was looking up names for twins because you and I, the backstory of you and I twins, and my name is Ron after my father's name, and
And my name is
my
oh,
middle name is Mario after my dad's dad, my grandfather. Yours is Royce,
Royce because
which
my
was named
mom's name,
after
my
because your
mom
mom.
Joyce, and my middle name is Sig because my grandfather on my mom's side was named Sig.
Yeah, there's always been rumors that they thought I was a girl and I was going to be named Rhonda. You ever hear those rumors?
I could see that.
Can you see that me being a girl
Yeah,
named
I
Rhonda?
can actually see
The resemblance.
the resemblance of a female.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, because I think I was supposed to be And then we had two uncles that were John and Joe.
Yep.
So no clue where that came from. Yeah, and we also got uh, two cousins.
Two
I
nieces.
never figured, are they nieces or
Yeah,
cousins? How
nieces.
are they nieces? Alex is not our brother, so they're cousins. Good question, huh?
Yeah, that's probably a good question. I always thought they were nieces. So
No, they're second cousins, I would assume. So, and they're Lauren and
Linnea.
Linnea, so they're out L's, and that's their own thing. I'm sure mom or
And
something
they
like
got a
that.
new
So
baby named Lily. And they got a
Lily
son
and
named Luca.
Luca, all
Yeah.
L's.
All else.
Yeah, yep. So here's some twin names that I looked up that people were thinking about. Maybe Sam and Dean,
Didn't do anything for me.
Sammy Davis and Dean Martin.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted's Great Adventure.
Yeah, these are names that people are naming their
Okay.
kids. Okay, Mary Pippin,
Mary
not
Pippin.
Poppin, Pippin,
Is that a name,
what
Pippin?
Pippin,
Oh,
Mary and
okay.
Pippin,
Okay.
and then you have Wayne and Garth.
Oh, okay.
Think about it.
Oh, I know who it is.
Who is it?
Rock on.
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Swing.
Oh, here's one. This is
Swing.
this this is I know swing. You ready? Joey and Chandler.
Joey and Chandler. Okay. From the Friends.
Yep.
These are
This
actual
one.
names.
These are actually names they give
Okay.
them kids. Okay. Bert and Ernie.
Bert and Ernie for Sesame Street.
Yep. Simon. And
And Garfunkel.
that's the other name. So it's like I
Gen
get the
X will
Simon part.
Gen X will know who Simon and Garfunkel
Simon and
are.
Garfunkel. I know. Yeah. And then this one I like this one because we knew the voice. When we grew up, we knew the voice of these characters. You want
Darth
to take a
Vader's
guess?
Darth Vader's got to be one of them.
Nope. She was our neighbor.
Oh, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
So that's the name, Rocky and Bullwinkle. We actually knew the voice of Rocky and
We knew the
Bullwinkle.
lady that did the voice of Rocky
Yeah,
and
she
Bull.
was
Yeah,
actually our neighbor.
she was our neighbor growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So those are
Rock. Who the
names.
hell's gonna name their kid Bullwinkle?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, let's do So if you guys got a chance and you got some names of your twins and figure out, what it is. Like I said, Ron and Royce, we were named after our mom and our dad and our grandfathers. And, so what are you reading? Are you
I'm
paying
reading
attention to
different
this
names.
podcast?
I'm reading names too.
Oh, okay. Because you're not focused.
I'm focused right on you, looking right
Focused
at
right
you.
on me.
So we got boy and boy twins, Finn and Liam, Ethan and Evan, Logan and Lucas, Curtis and Cooper, Jet and Jasper, Caleb and Joshua, London and Logan, Garrett and Graham, Jackson and Joseph, Leo and Quinn, Andrew, Matthew, and I can go on. Those are normal names. Girl, Madison, Morgan, Olivia and Sophia, Bella and Callista, Ruben and Violet, Ruby and Violet, Charlotte
I
and
was going to say
Emily,
Ruben. Yeah.
yeah, Emily and Nellie, Amelia and Nellie, Esme and Stella, Faith and Grace. I like that one actually.
Yep.
Gabriella and Isabella,
There you
Eve
go.
and Eve, or Eva and Eve. So
Oh,
AVA and EVE,
oh,
Ava and Eve. Betty and Betsy, which was the name of my Mustang, Betsy.
Betsy.
Ella and Emma, Ivy and Lily, London and Paris, Paige and Peyton, Haley and Kaylee,
Ever
Macy and
notice that?
Stacy,
You ever notice that the names like you and I, Ron and Royce, we went to school with Ronnie and Donnie.
Ronnie and Donnie.
Yep. And then who were the? Do you remember the twins' names when we played Santa Susana?
No, I remember they were small, little people.
They were little people.
They were smaller than us, but I can't remember. I know their
Who knows what
birthday.
they look like
I know
now?
their
Yeah.
birthdays on the same day as ours.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I like that again the names that 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 were on here. I'm trying to look for them real quick again. I got rid of them. Joey and Chandler, Wayne and Garth. I'm trying to Mary and Pippin. I wonder if that was supposed to be Mary and Poppin.
probably.
Who's Mary and Pippin?
I don't know who Mary. Who was the girl with the pigtails?
Oh God,
Pippi Longstocking.
Pippi Longstocking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe that's it. Yeah,
maybe, yeah. But nobody got the Sam and Dean. I know, Sammy Davis Jr. and Dean
yeah.
Martin. You know, Bill and Ted. Again, our generation. That was a good movie. You know, but the best one was Wayne and Garth. I was sitting there thinking Garth Brooks and Wayne. Then I realized who it was when they when I
Garth, yeah. Wayne's World. Swing.
Wayne's World. So yeah. Anyways, if you guys got some funky names, if you have twins, let us know. Um, and then we're trying to get some more twins. We're actually trying to we're trying to get guest twins that are younger generation, to see if what the difference is between us. Because again, we talk pretty much every day, so it's be nice to see what the younger generation is. So anything else?
Just looking up some different twins. I guess we could have got prepared for this
Well,
podcast.
that's yeah, I know. Hey, have you noticed that the social media is doing a lot of stuff of 80s?
Oh yeah. Well, I think it's because that's what we do. So I think your algorithm is doing that. But I've been seeing a lot of stuff. You're not in the '80s unless you play with these toys, and it shows a
Oh yeah,
bunch
they
of
have the one where they ask someone like it would be like me asking Sammy or even David or my two girls, my older daughter maybe, but do you know what yellow pages are?
yeah.
Which I think is funny because they have no freaking clue. It's like you got to be kidding me.
You
It's
know what
like
a Rolodex is.
you know what a Rolodex is. Do you know
Yeah.
what a dial phone is?
Yeah.
And stuff like that because we grew up with a dial phone.
Yeah.
And how to use it. Yellow pages, we lived off of yellow pages. It
Oh
was
yeah.
like, but yeah, it was because it's funny how they're doing a lot of the Burger King commercials, and I saw this one that again, if the lights are turned on after 5, you're on your way home, and so all these stuff that lead into the 80s, and some 80s, even 90s. Some of these people don't even know what's going on in the 90s because when did cell phones come out? 90. I mean, I remember we got our first cell phone 90.
Oh, I think it was later than that.
You think it was later than that?
Yeah. Did you see that? Not to change the subject. No, I think it was later than that.
Was actually what?
Oh, this thing about Welcome to Denver.
Huh.
I'll have to play it for you.
Vibrant, diverse,
Hold on.
and it's definitely not Denver, the Mile High City. Come for the mountains, stay because someone stole your catalytic converter and now you can't leave. Ever want to watch a city collapse in real time? Downtown Denver's got you covered. Take in the sights. There's a naked man fist fighting a lamppost and a woman aggressively breastfeeding a pigeon. Don't forget the man selling authentic artisan copper wiring that just so happens to
Oh
match
God,
the
the
power
copper
outage
wire.
on your block.
Yep.
It's vibrant, diverse, and it's definitely not safe. But don't just take in the sights, take in the stench of a city in ruins. The sidewalk, repurposed into permanent housing. The bus stops, those are now living rooms. Need to walk literally anywhere? Good luck dodging tents, human feces, and used needles. And we don't just have homelessness, we have a government-approved humanitarian crisis. 9,000 people living on the streets. And our government's response? Counting them once a year, and then ignoring it. Encampments pop up overnight. Just little pop-up shops, except instead of selling scented candles, they're selling your stolen bicycle. And we don't just have drugs, we hand them out. Last year, Denver distributed over 500,000 free needles. Because when faced with a deadly fentanyl crisis, the city's response wasn't treatment, detox, or intervention. It was making sure everyone had the proper tools to keep using. Fentanyl overdoses here are up 800% in the past 5 years. Over 1,000 people died last year alone. That's 3 people a day. But don't worry, the governor has a plan. More Narcan stations and free fentanyl testing strips. Because when people are dropping dead in record numbers, the best course of action is to make sure they can measure their poison before taking it. And if they overdose, no problem. Paramedics will revive them, hand them a fresh dose of Narcan, and send them on the streets to do it all over again. It's like playing whack-a-mole with human despair. Denver won't fight the crisis, but they will use your tax dollars to fund another bike lane. Because what the city really needed wasn't fewer deaths or safer streets. It was more space for people to swerve around bodies while riding e-bikes. So come on down and experience the Mile High City, where the crime is lawless, the leadership is clueless, and the only guaranteed trip is a drug-induced coma at Denver Health. Welcome home, Denver, the Mile High City.
You know what? I was just I made a comment that the area that I work in, you have homeless people there, not like that, but you have homeless people everywhere. And really, you go into office buildings, and you go to use the restroom, you have to have a code to get in there because they don't want homeless people to hang in there. You go to the 9th floor, and you have to have a code. It's like holy crap. So this last couple of days, I've worked in a completely different section, night and day. I mean, office buildings are open. There's no homeless people there. And it's like it just amazes me where they all set up in one area and they camp. They had one guy that would camp out with his car parked on the side of the road and over on this like that. And he got pulled over. He got arrested, but not because he was camping on the side of the road. It's because he had a car illegally parked. It was like,
Yeah, I went to a 7-Eleven and you go in there and it was in where was it at? I think it was in Vegas. I had to go to the bathroom, so I go to the bathroom. And the guy's like, "Don't give the key to any of these guys here. Give it back to me." I'm like, "All right." So as I walk out, the guy almost ran me over to get into the fucking bathroom. And I said, "Here's the key," but some guy ran in the bathroom before I could close it. And he's over there pounding him. And I'm like, "What are they doing?" He goes, "Well, they want to take a shower." They get in there and they wash, and they take like 20 minutes in there, and there's like a line that wants to just go in and brush their teeth and shit. And then it's like they're waiting to steal something because they're all around the door. It's just amazing. I mean, I remember back in the day, years ago when we were on the cable company, son, I'm trying to get in the bathroom. I say, "Hey, is there a key?" He goes, "No." She goes, "Pay it out of there," pounding the door. "We're not here to take." This old lady gets out. She's got a fucking towel around her head, and I mean, this is the middle of the day. I mean, she's like taking a
we had
shower
at one of our FedEx shops. We had somebody that drove up with a little. We call it the short bus back in the days. Those little school buses, the short buses, but it's her home. Well, she parked in the parking lot where the sign said FedEx parking only. She was there for 3 days. I went there twice a day, and she would come in the air conditioning, and I was talking to the guy. So is she ever going to leave? He goes, yeah, we had to kick her out. She came in into the office because they have a little lounge in there, so you can do your paperwork and stuff. She sat down, was having beer, having alcohol. It's like the guy said, no, you got time for you. They finally had to call the police because she camped out at the FedEx office. She had a restroom where she could do all this stuff and air conditioning because
Yeah.
she didn't have in her van. They finally had to get rid of her. It's like, God damn, it's
Yeah. Well,
anyways.
it's a problem that we have, and I guess that's what happens when you.
And Denver don't. And she was right. Denver doesn't want to put him in rehab because it costs Denver money.
No, I
mean, it costs everything they want to do with these things.
You guys got listen. I know this is probably a bad opinion, but these are these people's choices to be on the street.
I know,
and I get that some of them are got bad luck. I get some of them have addiction. I get but Jen and I volunteer every year, a couple times a year, and there's actually people that just don't want to go to work. It just wants to live off the city,
yeah.
and they get money. They get
Oh, yeah.
money every month to live off the city,
Yep.
and it's their choice. Now, I do feel bad for the people with the addiction. I feel bad that people lost their house or lost their job because I've been there before. I've been to the lowest of lows. I wasn't homeless. I understand that, but there are things to do to get your ass off the street instead of just
Yeah.
sitting there.
There's jobs. There's tons of jobs where you can make money.
But these
Figure it out.
other people, there's more people that choose to be on the street because they don't want
They don't
to
want
pay
to
the
work.
government or pay taxes, and they choose to do that.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
You know,
You know,
I mean,
No, I hate the
we're
ones-
serving food at this mission, and these guys are bitching and complaining because we won't give it. They're like entitled. They're entitled people that you won't give me 2 scoops. It starts arguing. We had to throw them out.
Yeah.
This is my life. I had to get out of bed to come here so you can feed me.
Yeah.
So
And then
you
get
need
the
to feed me and take care of me, and you can't be rude, and you can't talk bad about them.
You got the ones that are the immigrants that are on the side of the road holding the sign, please help me feed my baby and I, but they got a nice pair of jeans and $150 pair of Jordans on.
So we
And
don't
they
have
handed
much.
them 5-6,
time.
they're making 45 to
Yeah.
$50,000 a year sitting on the streets doing this because
We don't have much time, but I got a quick story. So we're going motorcycle riding. I was meeting our friend Jerry at Cracker Barrel up there on 120th and I-25. I said, I'll meet you at the parking lot. We'll go together. So I go walking in. I'm sitting I didn't go inside. I'm sitting on my bike. I'm waiting for Jerry. And here's a guy comes walking up. He had a brand new pair of Dockers, a brand new collared shirt, and a brand new gas can.
Yeah.
Brand new. So instead of asking for money, he's like, hey, my car broke down. My family's on the highway. Do you have some cash I can fill my gas tank with? I'm like, I don't have any cash, but the gas station was like walking distance. So you want to walk over there? I'll put my card in there and I'll fill it up. No. I was looking for cash. I'm like, so do you really have a family? Or is this a scam because you have a whole brand new outfit and you just don't want to ask people, so you're trying to scam people? And he got all pissed off and walked away because I knew the scam.
Yeah.
You don't walk up with a brand new pair of tennis shoes. I mean, it looked like it still had the tag hanging off it and shit. So I'm sitting there. So an older couple comes parking. I was parked like just on the end of the parking lot. So a nice little Cadillac come pulling in, and this older couple came in, and he did the same thing. And I said, hey, the guy doesn't have a family. I said, he's just looking to get money. If you want to give him money, that's fine, but he's scamming you. Because he was pulling out his wallet. And of course, the guy got pissed off at me. I said, you need to go somewhere else, dude. If you're going to ask for money, you just say, hey, I'm broke. Can you give me some money? I would have probably gave you some cash, But he turned me down to get gas. And I'm like, I know you don't have a family.
That's like when the guys give him food. I'm hungry for food. Can I have cash? And there's people that will give him like a McDonald's burger. And as soon as they leave, I'm behind him. He throws it away. It's like, well, you're hungry. It says right on the sign, you're hungry. We just gave you
the cash.
I need money. Hey, I got a job for you. You want to go down the street? Like you can help me do this. I'll pay you for it. No, I don't want to work. I just want the money. Yeah. I told you the story where that guy dumpster dived for me when I ran to Ironwood, and I told him you can dump it because that's right because they actually do. We've had outage. You and I have worked for cable. They would actually cut a main trunk line that feeds 3,000 people to get the copper wire out of it.
Right.
I had a guy that used to go into their trash can. We had one of the long trash cans. Every morning he'd show up. I said, you know what? You can dive. Just clean up after yourself. Yeah. That's all I want you to do. You get all the copper, you get all that kind of stuff. After about 6-7 months later, him and his grandson, he even bring his grandson with him. The guy had to be 60-something years old back in the day. I was 30. And he'd come back and he had a freaking a 2-year-old Dodge Ram, beautiful Dodge Ram. And I said, where'd you get that? So all the money I make doing all this stuff. Well, how much do you make? So I'm bringing about $50,000, $60,000 a year scrapping.
Yeah.
That's all he did. He just walked on the main stuff and just go through all the trash can and find all the stuff that
Yeah.
he could scrap.
Yeah.
He was making 50 to 60
Well, it
thousand.
was at one point. It was at $4 an ounce. Copper
Yeah,
was. They're stealing
yeah,
our copper on my job, and
yeah,
they would steal it. We would put it up, and the next day they'd bring it down, and the railroad wouldn't let us do anything. So we just kept putting it up. They kept stealing it.
yep,
You know,
yeah.
but it is the steal railroad property. It's a felony offense.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah, because you're stealing basically, government. I mean, we're not the government, but we're the government.
yeah.
You know,
Secret
so
Service,
yeah,
secret to the secret.
secret. No,
All
that's
right,
it.
all right.
I thought that
Good
was funny. I
trivia.
saw that the other day, and I'm like, God damn it! That's just so. I started laughing. I'm like, oh, that's kind of clever. The lady started saying all that stuff because it's true. So,
Yeah,
about all the
well,
homeless
it is
people.
true.
Welcome to Denver, and walk around homeless people,
Yeah,
and
because the mayor of Denver, that
but
was the
they don't.
biggest
What they
thing.
don't say is Denver is a beautiful place. There are a lot of places where you go it doesn't have the homeless. I mean, you can go to Lodo, you can go to
Yeah,
Rhino, you can go downtown Denver. You just got to stay kind of around the 16th Street Mall. There's homeless there, but not that bad.
yeah. You
Union
just yeah,
Station has a lot
just
of
during
homeless people, and they did
just
throw the homeless people out of the bus station because when we
yeah,
used to go set Sammy up to Glenwood Springs, there's homeless people sleeping. They kicked those guys out, and they actually have security in the bus stations now. So they
yeah,
have done stuff in Denver to prevent safety for everybody.
yeah.
You know, you just got to go nowhere to go. It's a beautiful place. Good parties for the young people
It's great. Well,
downtown.
Denver's a great place. It
And
really is.
we go to Old Town Arvada a lot. It's a nice place.
Yeah,
I mean, we go to church there. We go to dinner there. We go to bars there all the time. Watch football games there all the time. Yeah.
yeah. No,
So
I agree. Colorado's a beautiful place. I
just
mean,
fucking
right now,
expensive. Just
this
fucking
is yeah.
expensive to live
That's
here.
because it's yeah, yeah. I was gonna say because all the California people are moving here, but we got friends that are moving up from California.
But we're
They
California.
support.
But we're
We're
California
California
people.
too. Yeah, we are California people. So, all
Yeah. But we've
right,
been here.
man.
We've been here for 30 years. So all right, like, subscribe, listen to us, just shoot the shit, and it is what it is. That's pretty much what we do.
Yep.
So peace out. We're on all social media.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.